All right, I'm ready.
Wow.
All right. Wait.
All right, let's go.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 2 of the What's the Play podcast. So we are recording this, 30 minutes after Game 4. So we're going to get right into it. Start with Jalen. What's your biggest takeaway from Game 4?
This past game, it's over. We done. That's all I gotta say. We cooked. Robert Williams knee cooked. Jaylen Brown's handle cooked. Jayson Tatum's game cooked. Steph Curry was cooking. That's all I got.
Okay. My biggest takeaway: Jayson Tatum is not him. Please prove me wrong.
Good.
He did not take over in the fourth quarter. He was on Wiggins Island, and he wasn't aggressive, and he tried to go get the basketball. So Tatum, you're not him.
I feel like we're really being prisoners of the moment. This series has been back and forth every game, and it's hard not to get caught up in the moment, especially when you have 2 days off game to game. But we've seen the Celtics team bounce back multiple times, and until they prove me wrong, I'm not going to full-fledged panic and say that the series is over. The game was pretty demoralizing, though. Especially when you're up. I want to say we were up 4 with 4 minutes left, and then Steph Curry and the Warriors went on a 7-0 run. But, it's a demoralizing loss. But they had their demoralizing loss in Game 1. So you just regroup, go back to Golden State, and try to escape with a win. If not, come back to Boston, tie the series up, and then you got a Game 7. But, we all expected this series to go 6. I don't think anybody said anything crazy like Warriors in 5 or Warriors in 4.
Oh, check the tape. I might have said that.
But yeah, as a Celtics fan, it hurts to watch that game and the way that we lost. But you can't really lose the faith when they've done this the whole playoffs. Bad losses and coming back to end up winning. So until they show me something different, I won't panic.
Brandon?
The voice right.
I don't know, Brian. You said Tatum not him, but I really think it's Wiggins really, because they said Luka wasn't. They said Luka was him, and he ran into Wiggins and he wasn't him.
Is that what you think?
And you ever seen the little thing where I don't know what it's called, but the angel of death goes from door to door to door.
That's Wiggins?
Wiggins has just gone from the first series to the last. He's the Grim Reaper.
Okay.
And to put up 17 and 16, I think is really legacy defining. We can talk about Steph Curry because Steph Curry, it's expected. It's Steph. But to see a young guy like this, again, he's still 26, so he's pretty young in his career.
What year did he come into the league?
That doesn't matter yet. At 26, he younger than Buddy Hield. So at 26 to see what he's doing and growing, it really is excited as a Warriors fan to see.
Wow.
To see what that team could look like with Steph Curry, I wouldn't say aging out, but it still clearly looks like he's in his prime, and with maybe Draymond and Clay aging out, and seeing Moses and Jonathan and James Wiseman as potentially their new starting 5, and then inserting Jordan Poole into there, with Steph Curry.
Are you implying that Wiggins is going to step in as the next star of the team, lead the team?
That's
what you're implying.
No. He doesn't have to step in as the next star of the team. He would just be a part of the conglomerate that makes that team still good.
You telling me the All-Star starter can't?
That team hasn't been bad since 2005?
The
really
team
bad?
was
Terrible?
really bad 2 years ago when they got
draft. A team with injuries is not a really bad team.
Oh, okay, my fault.
You can't. If Steph Curry plays 5 games,
my fault.
They had to draft Steph Curry though.
That was the last time.
But
no, you don't have.
Last time they were bad was 2010, 2011.
Curry was bad.
Yeah. Then they did the 4
your point
really
still
good.
Yeah, so it's
Got the super
when you start to get teams, and it's not even dynasties anymore. It's just good franchises. You can coast and you can really develop. And it's you got Miami, you got the Celtics. The Celtics don't really be bad. You got maybe the Lakers. They don't be bad.
The Lakers had that run.
Yeah, they had the run, but it's just. It's good organization.
Okay.
And I think the Warriors have solidified themselves as a good organization to where you probably don't see them becoming bad. Maybe ever again.
Ever bad.
I'm serious.
I don't know.
The Heat have never been bad.
The Heat have never been bad.
No.
The Heat were bad enough to get Dwayne Wade.
The Heat were bad. The Heat
were bad. They were still a damn near expansion team.
Do you think them Whiteside Heat teams were good?
They were.
They drafted Michael Beasley number 2
Do you
overall.
think they were good? Do you think the AC's a good team?
What year did they draft Michael Beasley?
2008.
Then they got LeBron. 2 years ago.
The year before they didn't get Bron, I don't think he made the playoffs, right?
But
Yeah, they didn't make the
No,
I
they
think
did.
he
They
said
did. They
money
were
back.
45 and
I'm
37 the
right.
year
First
before.
round.
45 and 37 the year before. I think it's really a conglomerate. If a team is good for 25 years, and we showing a year where they got Michael Beasley, like, I think you're proving my point.
Okay. They drafted Justice Winslow, number 7.
All right.
Number 10.
Get your stuff
And then
off.
Justice Winslow took a picture of D-Wade, like he was next up. But
I remember those.
But my main takeaway from the game was how Steve Curry used Draymond towards the end of the game. Didn't really keep him in for the whole part, but just as a spark plug off the bench. He couldn't be used at that point because he was basically a liability on the court. So you used him to spark plug, get him in, make some good key passes towards the end, and then took him out to pull back in. That's my main takeaway.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think Steve Kerr, like the biggest takeaway was like Steve Kerr finally doing what needs to be done. Because like Clay and Dre cannot, my fault. Dre and Looney can't play together like for extended period of time just because they're really easy to guard for this for the Celtics. But man, like I'm already imagining. I know his podcast gonna be crazy because that sequence he had at the end, found Curry for the 3, then got the rebound, or not even before he got the rebound. Had a really good skip pass to Wiggins, who hit Clay in the corner. Then he gets the rebound again. They reset, and then he gets the drop off pass to Looney. He's played horribly these last 6 to 8 quarters or whatever. Don't get me wrong, but he came through in the end, has some clutch plays. I think coming out of that timeout, surprisingly, Curry made the right decision to put Dre in just because it got really close. And also, even more of a takeaway is Steph Curry just had his greatest playoff game ever, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think that's his greatest one. He's looking down 3-1 and he puts up that performance too. Shout out Wiggins too, big time performance on that stage.
Horace Grant.
But ask about that, man. Dennis Rodman,
16-17. That's a bad man.
I
That's a bad man. That's an all-star
Like,
starter for y'all.
think the whole playoffs, Andrew Wiggins has been the second option
Second option working.
on the Warriors. If you look at the games he's been putting up, what did he put up?
Versus Denver?
I want you to tell
He
me.
almost put up damn near 30 on the Mavs.
He's been the second option.
One game.
Over who?
Over Jordan Poole.
Yes.
No.
Jordan Poole is a bench player.
No. He started.
And Jordan Poole, Jordan Clarkson,
Who made
Tyler
some
Hero.
shot attempts or
Do I need I say more?
I understand what you're
Buddy
saying.
Hield.
We
Why do you keep bringing up Buddy
Because
Hield?
we can keep saying names. Right now, I'm not saying Jordan Poole can't get better, but right now,
Oh.
those are not second option players.
But Andrew Wiggins is.
Tyler
Andrew
Wiggins
Wiggins
second
is-
option on the Heat?
No.
Technically, he was the first option in the regular season. The playoffs, he got hurt.
He was their first option in the regular season.
Yeah, when
Yes,
Jimmy
he
was hurt.
Yeah, when
So then
That's
no.
when Jimmy. Y'all just.
No,
making me
he's second
sick.
option. He's second option.
D'Lo was the
Yeah,
first
he's
option on the Warriors at one point
True.
because Curry was hurt.
Yeah, but the year before, D'Lo had shown that he could have been a first option on a playoff team. Playoff team. They
Like
were
we
in the
said,
There you
playoffs.
go. Like
Let's talk about the finals. Let's talk about this game though. Let's talk about this game. What y'all
First option for 1 year?
Who? D'Lo?
Yeah, now he's a third option again?
Damn.
Wait, he played for the Lakers. He wasn't in the first option on the Lakers?
He was
Kobe.
Wasn't Brandon Ingram the first?
I don't think he
It
was,
was
man. Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram.
Oh, okay. Brandon.
D'Lo probably had the ball in his hands the most on that
And
team.
Was it not Kobe?
D'Lo rookie year was Kobe's.
Oh,
yeah.
Was Kobe not
Kobe
jacking
was
everything
not,
he shot?
he was not good. D'Lo be the first.
Come on now.
Julius Randle was
Nick Young was second option?
Julius Randle was on that team.
Yeah,
Possibly.
he
No.
was.
Alright.
Randall's.
That Lakers pipeline kind of crazy.
Man.
It's a lot of talent thrown.
Zubac?
We
And
scout
not a
so
lot
well.
on that
We
team.
handle our free agency so bad.
No, you scout well too. You know, you got guys like Austin
Yeah, you
Reeves
got
and Taylor
LeBron.
Horton coming up.
We got Sharif O'Neal in
One of those names is
chamber.
Sharif O'Neal
We
in
got
the
Sharif
chamber.
O'Neal in the chamber.
Them 2 points per game from college about to
Yeah.
help out crazy in the G League.
That's that good. What they call that? Nepotism? Oh, yeah. That's that
Anyway.
good nepotism.
I didn't even know he was draft eligible after putting up those numbers.
If the Lakers even try to bring him to training camp, I don't even know.
I mean,
Why are you surprised? He has a workout.
Didn't y'all get a steal with Stanley Johnson?
Nobody can say that. I don't say that.
How they let us get
But
started?
realistically, I don't want to go too much into the Lakers, but let's be
Right.
real. In order to get the fans excited for next season, you have to change something up, you know?
The head coach.
Devin Ham.
Again?
I know, but look,
That was it. That's all.
you have to understand that the more that you change things, the stuff that's already there that you can't change, like Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James, because that's your big three.
I mean,
That's no. That's the big three.
Big Ten. Talking about salary.
No, I'm talking about
Big 2.5.
names. Those are
Big
three of the
2.5.
biggest names in the league. And those three players are going to be there. So, in case things don't work out, you need exciting young players who have a big name in association with the franchise.
Oh, Matt.
Sharif O'Neal coming into training camp.
Oh my God.
Buzzworthy news for the Lakers.
Matt
You are sick.
Doesn't he play for the Bulls now?
Mac McClung.
No, he's on the Lakers G League team.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Didn't
the Bulls call him up?
They,
I think he did.
yeah, he's back on the G League.
Wow.
He went back.
Mac McClung. So is he going to be a training camp?
Alright.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Those Mac McClung and
Anyways.
Sharif O'Neal double lobs.
Anyways.
Crazy.
Look at the pipe. They got Alex Caruso. You got Austin Reeves and then Matt McClung.
That Lakers bench
Come on,
after
man.
7. Oh my goodness.
Why are you saying after?
Who's off the bench?
After 2, it gets bad.
I thought it was.
Dang. God damn.
LeBron and AD.
Because Malik's
That's
not
it.
going to be back next
Russell
year.
Westbrook.
Monk is a free agent.
What did Darvin Ham say about Russell
Malik's probably going to
Westbrook?
get priced out.
One of the best talents our league has ever seen.
Malik
Russell
can get
Westbrook.
priced out.
Darvin Ham did say that.
He didn't play a
You know
whole
what? He
season.
didn't lie.
He is.
The words
You don't
he
think
said,
he can make
he
at
said it
least
a
5
certain
percent?
way like that for a reason.
All right, no more about the Lakers though. They
Yeah, I was
haven't,
gonna
they
say,
haven't played in 3
I have a
months.
whole
Okay.
all season to talk
We
about.
can get back to the
we're not
legacy-defining game that Steph Curry put up.
Alright, how did the Celtics adjust?
They did.
There we go.
No, going into the
Oh.
game, how did they adjust?
Good
I mean,
question.
obviously,
Well,
Brian,
I think
three
it-
things.
I think it,
wait.
No, let's take time.
I'm about to say we'll go to Jalen after this, but
How do you-
as Jalen said in the previous podcast episode, it's gonna come down to turnovers.
yeah.
Celtics had 16 or more turnovers today, and we see when the Celtics turn the ball over more than 15 times, they can't win a game. When they turn the ball over less than 15 times, they can win a game. So I think it's just very simple, just taking care of the basketball.
how do you feel about the end of game rotations?
We're saving this. Go ahead, Jalen.
What are we
Oh,
saying
the-
before?
Oh, we don't come on.
Yeah.
This is today. Though.
What can the Celtics do to adjust?
Yeah.
On the screens, they have to step up on Curry. They let
Thank
him
you.
just
Thank
step
you.
into threes over and over.
I mean,
I've been told by people here they're not doing drop coverage, but whatever they're doing,
No, they're
it's
doing
not-
they're
Whoa,
doing
whoa,
drop
whoa,
coverage.
whoa,
drop
They're
back.
doing
Okay,
they're doing drop
Yes,
coverage.
watching that
Especially
first
Al
game.
Horford.
Look, watching the first game, it's like no way they're really doing drop coverage. That's why we said
they've
that.
been doing that for.
But look,
4 games now.
after 4 games and you see that
Still
Robert
doing
Williams and Al
drop
Horford aren't coming up, it's like, oh, so they really are like purposely doing that.
I mean,
And who be setting the screens like Draymond?
Draymond and Looney.
what we forget is that
And
also,
Wiggins
I mean,
point.
Draymond roll, man. You gotta cover the Draymond roll.
as
You
a
know,
guard
nothing to do.
and as a point guard, Steph Curry has one of the highest percentages in the paint, like finishing.
I agree.
If you look at it.
Very true.
So them running drop coverage is also because even though he's shooting probably like 40-50% from 3, it's damn near guaranteed if he gets to the paint as well and he gets past them.
Okay. it's
I
not
disagree with you
You
there,
said
Brandon.
guaranteed.
crazy.
It's not. He shooting like 60%.
Yeah,
So,
but I'd rather give up 2 than 3.
Exactly.
And
And
based
plus,
on the value of the shot, you gotta.
And his
do.
60% isn't 60% against Robert Williams.
Oh,
You saying it's Bob Lips?
Those aren't wide open layups. If
Robinson-
no, I'm saying if Robert is in drop coverage, he's not. He showed early in the first quarter. Robert
No.
Williams had a block on Steph trying to drive past him.
Okay.
So Steph isn't driving past Robert Williams early in the game.
he is.
I,
If he
dis-
comes,
I disagree about the point though, because I feel like what the Celtics are trying to do is avoid the 4-on-3. Is trying to avoid the 4-on-3 offense, where you obviously blitz Steph Curry and then he just throws it to the middle of the floor, usually Draymond, and then he can either make a
Draymond does
decision.
what?
He either scores
Then he
or
has-
passes to the
then he
corner.
has-
Well, you saw.
Yeah,
him
but-
For
late in the
Draymond,
game.
But you saw in the Dallas series, he was either doing lobs to Looney or Wiggins. He was scoring or he was looking to pass.
The Dallas defense a lot.
But look,
different
look,
than-
But
He
what
did
they
in the
were doing was
wait.
blitzing Curry. That's
in
what
the
I'm
fourth
saying.
quarter, that's what Draymond did in that one possession where he got the ball
Force
to
Draymond.
Kevon
You
Looney.
got basically force
Yeah.
Draymond to do it the whole game.
Yes, that's what we're saying.
That's what I'm saying. You have to do. You have to trap stuff and force Draymond.
But that's what he likes doing.
But
He's
my
doing
but
that
my
for
point
5
is
years.
but my point is I think the Celtics are trying to avoid just having an easy roll and then an easy layup. That's why
So
they're.
give up.
I'm
either
not
way,
saying they should play
Draymond-
drop coverage. I'm just saying I think that's why they're trying to like stay with the man, and it's leading
It's
to
been
them playing drop
working, though,
coverage.
for the most part, because like everybody for the Celtics. I mean, not 100% because obviously you're giving up open looks, but
Yeah.
that lineup, the line they put out on the floor, majority of the time, like at least 3 or 4 of the players have the foot speed to recover. Like obviously Al Horford getting caught on the screen, he's gonna get drop. He's gonna get cooked because he's not gonna be able to close out in time. for like if Wiggins is setting the screen and one of the Jayson's guarding him, like they can kind of play that 50-50 ball where they're like kind of playing the pass and also just like getting up to recover. So it's weird. Because at the end of the day, the way Draymond's playing right now, he's like in a funk. You don't want him to get in a rhythm where he's just basically operating off that high pick and roll. They blitz Steph. He just lobs it over there and he can get into the rhythm. It's weird.
I have a feeling we may be discussing defensive adjustments a little too much. I'm watching this game. The Celtics were up 94-90, I believe. I want to say 4 minutes left. They scored 3 points the rest of the game.
Yeah, 3 points in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of easy to explain.
But look, if the Warriors only score 107 points in a game, that is a game that the Celtics, who have the number one offensive efficiency since January, that is a game that they should win. And so, as a team that has the number one offensive efficiency and is it number one defensive efficiency as well since January, a game where you hold the Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry to 107 points is a game you should go home feeling like we played well enough on defense. Yes, there are defensive adjustments you can make to try to hold them to less than 107. But the game plan this whole series, and it has worked in the first 3 games, Steph is going to do what Steph does. If the others don't beat you, then it's too little too late. Andrew Wiggins had 17 and 16 today. 16 rebounds, offensive, defensive. That was ridiculous. And certain things, those are the adjustments you can make on the defensive end. Boxing out, closing out on shooters. But I don't really know if the defensive strategy is what losses this game. I really feel like what losses this game is being on offense. And you have your superstar, Jayson Tatum. I'm not going to go as far as saying that Jayson Tatum isn't him because he's shown us too many times. He showed us last game the way he can close out a game. I'm not going to just quit on Jayson Tatum off of this one game. But he is in the wrong for sitting in the corner at a time where his offense needs a bucket. We were hooping today. We also play basketball. We're not the best, but we played multiple games and we were tired, and we're nowhere near the talents that Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, those type of guys are. But if I see that my team needs a bucket, I feel that I need to go get the ball.
And that's what I was going to ask.
This is getting cut. I'm sorry.
That shit in there.
But
why are we cutting this?
But that's what I was going to. But what I was going to ask you, Chris.
In my experience, not playing.
But Chris, what I was going to say is, how many hymns do you see deferring to their second to the second best player that much on offense?
I don't know.
Who's the second best player on offense?
Jaylen Brown.
Jayson Tatum is the most skilled offensive player on the Boston Celtics, and he did not. We sat and watched him multiple times go down the court and sit in the corner. He was waiting for a screen sometimes, or he would just sit there and let Jaylen Brown cook, or try to let Marcus Smart cook. And that's not the recipe to winning a finals game against the Golden State Warriors.
So that's why I asked you.
Andrew Rikers Island.
So that's why I asked you how many.
But Andrews Island wasn't there last game because Jayson Tatum was getting past him multiple times in the fourth quarter for easy layups.
Acting like Tatum wasn't attempting shots. He shot the ball 23 times to make 8 of them.
How many of those in the fourth quarter?
How many of those in the fourth quarter? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the fourth quarter. And he was 8 for 23.
Check the stats, Ernie.
Let's say he did attempt the shots in the fourth. You saying he should have attempted 28 shots?
Yeah.
If you're that guy.
When you see the offense is stagnated and the Warriors are on a 7-0 run and then you can't score until Al Horford hits a corner 3, a lot of the time Jayson Tatum getting the ball, he's shown in game 1, even when he shot terribly, if he's involved in the offense enough to play make for others, get wide open looks, the offense was so bad, we were often taking Marcus Smart fadeaway threes with the shot clock running down, Jaylen Brown dribbling off his ankle, getting ripped by Nemanja Bjelica. Stuff like that is why you need the ball in Jayson Tatum's hands, because in this series, he has not only been your best, well, I want to say best player because it's been up and down, but he's been your best playmaker the whole series. And if you need buckets, you can't have the ball, not have the ball in his hands, because he's been the best playmaker for us.
And we saw that
Jayson Tatum.
And we also saw that in game 3 down the stretch when he was able to make plays for other guys and help guys make big shots late in the game. So
Tatum, your best scorer and your best player?
We need a point.
The way he's played this finals.
Game 1, he had 13 assists.
Game 1, he had 13 assists. Game 3, he had 7 or 8 assists.
I mean, but a lot of times, what you'll see if you go back in history, like years and years, it's hard for a team to win if you have a player that does it all. Because honestly, Marcus Smart is a great defender, but at a certain point, it's like, he has a threshold for the height of a defender that he can guard where it'll be so effective. So when it comes to 6'8" and above, then you switch him on to Jayson Tatum because I believe Jayson Tatum's a better defender probably than Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
And then you have him being the person that passes the ball the most. You have the one that shoots the ball the most, and it's probably arguable that he is the best dribbler on the team at this point.
But are you really asking him to do everything? Because in the series,
No. I'm not saying you're asking
in
him.
the series against the Bucks, you had Al Horford guarding Giannis, so that takes away your 6-8 point. And then against the Heat, you had Marcus Smart basically guarding Jimmy. So,
But my thing is, no, it doesn't take away from the 6-8 point. What's Jimmy like? He's a fake 6'8". But if we go back,
He's like 6'6".
yeah, if we go back, I'm just saying in terms of like if you go back in history and you look at teams where a person had to do everything, they transcended once they were able to get somebody who was able to like take the load off of them, whether it was anywhere. And honestly, you can't fault him for that. I don't think you can fault Jayson Tatum for what he's doing. Like if he's taking on all this loading, has to be the playmaker and everything. Yeah, Wiggins had him strapped up, but it was like he was probably just exhausted. You got 23 shots through like 3 quarters. It's exhausting. And we was seeing the same thing with Giannis. We were seeing the same thing with Giannis before, where it was like it looked exhausting to him because he was just running down the court head first and just trying to make everything happen. We saw with LeBron before he got the players that he got. He was doing the same thing. Honestly, we're probably seeing it with Luka now, and it's just like we're getting to the point where Michael Jordan had to get somebody too. Everybody has to get somebody unless you're like really on your own, and usually when that happens, it's like a big man type of thing, where you can't do it. Like it's impossible.
I will say this: I don't know whether it's about Jayson Tatum getting that guy or if that guy just has to get better at doing the other things that Jayson Tatum is already good at. Jaylen Brown is there, and whether we like it or not, win or lose, the Celtics are 2 wins away from winning the finals. If we lose this series, we lost because we couldn't win 2 more games. Jaylen Brown is the guy who needs to take that next step in order for them to truly be maybe, if we win, which is still a possibility. I don't know why everybody's acting like the series is over. But Jaylen Brown still could be that guy to where if he gets better, we could return to the finals next year. Because if he gets better as a playmaker, gets better dribbling the basketball, which is what we've all seen. He needs to work on that this summer. Gets better at scoring in isolation. That will come
and making better decisions.
Yeah, making better decisions off the jump, off different screens, different actions that they have going on. Bless you. If Jaylen Brown gets better at those things, he is that guy. It's not many players that you're gonna get that are actually available that are better than Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it has to come from like outside of the house. It's just like it has to come from somewhere. So if it's like if the dude Jaylen Brown is turning the ball over,
so if we win the finals,
it will be because of Jaylen Brown did. It won't be.
We saw that.
I think Tatum is like.
So he's
like
gonna
Tatum
make the jump.
is Tatum.
So he's gonna
it's
make
not
this
that
jump
he's
that
gonna make the jump. It's because no, it's already been there. But there's a lot of games where we get to games like this where people look at Tatum and it's like, what more can you do? But if we need a player to play 100% perfect every single game, and it's like.
But is it really about playing perfect or being consistent? Because you do remember that Jalen's X factor was Jayson Tatum's consistency.
But Jaylen Brown is not afraid to lose. I think Jayson Tatum's afraid to lose ball games.
Okay. You think so?
I think a lot of times. Yes, I think he's afraid to. Jaylen Brown will go and try and put a one-on-one isolation on Bejalica and turn the ball over.
And Tatum doesn't try.
We just watched a game where he touched the ball maybe 4 times in 12 minutes.
Because he was struggling. He clearly sees he's not helping.
It's not.
But you gotta understand, if you're struggling as a player and you the best player on the team. I don't want to mention
Fairhaven, but I don't want to.
Wait, go ahead.
Read for 17 games. He's trying.
But me and Jayson Tatum were shooting similar percentages. And Devin has stopped me from going to get the ball.
Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
Let me just say this. Like, in response, first of all, with the JV thing, I don't even think he's a bad dribbler per se. I just feel like he'd be doing too much like at certain moments. Like I feel like he'll be going to that swing like in traffic. That's what I want to address now. But for real, one thing I wanted to say though is like this conversation about like JT not being enough, or like he's like the inconsistency or whatnot. Like he's not receiving the same attention on defense. Like the attention Brown is receiving is like completely different than JT. Like if he's driving, if he gets like anywhere in the paint, they're collapsing on him immediately. Like Jaylen Brown has had it, and this is not detriment to him. He's still like a great offensive player, but Brown has had like a ton of opportunities just to operate one-on-one whether that be he gets a mismatch on Draymond or just operating on like any perimeter defender. So I feel like it's different. At the end of the day, though, like I don't think anybody mentioned this, but like Tatum had like 6 turnovers today, right? So like if you look at the end of game stretch where Tatum's in the corner, like that may have just been a call from the sideline from like the coaching staff where it's just like, yo, Brown, like Tatum, like just operate right now. That very well could have been it.
I would hope not.
That's a
terrible
disgusting
That's a
call
crazy
from the
call.
side.
No, it is, but at the same time, if you're looking at like the flows and webs of the game, if like Tatum's not getting into a rhythm, meanwhile like Brown played actually played like really well this game. It's like, you know, give it to the guy who's like going. Like the Warriors have done that with the big four, where it's just like if KD has a night rolling, Steph has a night, even Clay, it's just
But
like
they don't have them players.
you said what?
They don't have them players.
That's my point. That like Jaylen Brown's that quality of an offensive player, where it's like he can get you a bucket late game.
Why do you
But
think Tatum's deferring to JB?
When do you determine like, okay, so clearly the Jaylen Brown stuff isn't working?
Yeah,
Because
when we were near the
7-0
end of
run,
the game,
we had 3 points in
nobody
the last
was
And he
minutes of
literally
the game.
dribbled off his leg at one point on Bielisa.
when nobody's working at the end of the game, you gotta have your best player lose the game. I'm sorry. They're either gonna lose or they're gonna win it. You gotta have it happen. Because if it's the Jazz plan and they down 10 points and you just start giving the ball to Jordan Clarkson because he's hot, I think that just looks crazy.
That's not a fair comparison though, because Jordan, there's a clear discrepancy between Jordan Clarkson. Wow.
Offensively?
Come on, man.
Between Jordan Clarkson and who?
And Donovan Mitchell.
No.
What are you trying to do?
He's trying to compare that to Jayson Tatum
I'm
and
saying
Jaylen Brown.
I'm saying the offensive prowess of Jordan Clarkson. Let me finish. Of Jordan Clarkson and Jaylen Brown is pretty similar in terms of just getting buckets. I'm saying the defense and everything else is really what catapults Jaylen Brown as a better basketball player. But in terms
Tatum's
of
a better defender.
You mean Tatum, right?
no. I'm speaking between Jaylen Brown and Jordan Clarkson.
Why is he even comparing them?
Yeah,
No. I'm
crazy
saying in
comparison.
terms of offense. I'm
Okay.
saying if you have Jordan Clarkson, because Jordan Clarkson be playing at the end of games, even though he's a sixth man. The same thing with like a Tyler Hero or a thing like that. If they are not working or they're working okay, and you're losing leads and you're still running offense through them, you gotta go to the best player and lose the game through that best player or win the game.
See, this wouldn't be the greatest comparison, obviously, but like even like with Kawhi and PG, like there's even a hierarchy there, where like you know that Kawhi's gonna take over late in the game.
If we're talking about
This is
playoff
serious.
basketball, a lot of that came with the Clippers when Kawhi was healthy. Was when PG was shooting 6 for 25 from the field. Now, if you're going,
So you're saying you're gonna give the ball to PG over Kawhi late in the game?
I'm not trying to put the cape on right now.
You're not giving the ball to Paul George? You taking it out of his hand? He's doing well. You taking it out of his
If
hand?
Paul George,
If
I'm not
Kawhi
giving the
Leonard
ball
is
to
I think
your
that's
best
where we're
player,
getting
Kawhi
the
Leonard is-
misconception at. The misconception, y'all keep saying doing well. When we got to the end of the game, Jaylen Brown was not doing well. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if both of them players are not doing what they're most capable of, you gotta lose through the best player. So if Jaylen
And
Brown's
that would
not
be
playing his
Kawhi
best,
Leonard.
and we know Tatum is better, then let Tatum do it.
I can
Who's been
respect
the
the.
best in the series? JB
It's
or
not
Tatum?
about the
not-
series.
it's
It's
about that
about
game.
they was
It's
up
game to
4,
game.
and now they losing the game
game
by
to game.
6 with 2 minutes left.
I can respect
Game
the
by
point.
game, and Tatum's been bad for 4 games.
I can respect the
What are you
point.
talking about?
I can respect the point that Nate made, but the Celtics were constantly continuing 4 minutes, and you only scored 3 points trying to run the offense. through
Yeah,
Jaylen
Marcus Smart
Brown.
out there shooting step back
Jaylen
threes.
Brown and Marcus Smart running the offense because Jayson Tatum isn't quote unquote on. I can understand you doing it for a couple
The
possessions.
issue shouldn't be that Jaylen Brown has the ball. It should be that Marcus Smart has the ball.
Also,
That should be the
let's
whole
go
brand.
No, the issue should
But
be
he's
that
your
Jayson
point guard.
Tatum doesn't have the ball.
Thank
It doesn't
you.
matter
Thank
who
you.
else has the ball.
Go get the basketball.
I
You've been saying this since game 7.
Especially the way that he closed out
I
last
mean,
game.
Wiggins on him. What can I say?
You switch,
I told
you
you
switch
to
and get
get
Curry
out,
on you.
man.
And
It's
what was
not
really
hard to
crazy
switch.
was watching game 2.
Because Tatum was hunting.
We was
Curry
watching
in
game 2,
three.
and Tatum was hunting Curry too, but he would get in the post while they was down in the game, and he didn't want to lose the game, and he would pass the ball back out the post
And then in game 3, he was actively hunting Steph
while they were
Draymond
already
and all
up.
that.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll say
You
this.
saying he's a front runner? Is that what you're trying to say?
Hey man,
I'll say this. He's got the game log pulled up. Like, Brown didn't play that bad in the fourth, but also, like, going into this game, Brown has scored the most points in the fourth quarter in all. No, I'm serious. There's
I'm
like,
listening.
there's
I'm
a
listening.
method to
Like
this.
Jaylen Brown has actually been.
what are his splits though?
No. The game log isn't gonna show Jaylen Brown taking all because he didn't take all the shots. He was initiating the offense though, and if he's initiating the offense and there's
what's the usage rate between those two in the fourth quarter?
The usage rate doesn't matter because we saw Jayson Tatum in the
No, I'm asking because I feel like if you look at their usage rates, Tatum obviously has a higher usage rate than Jaylen Brown over the 3 games. That's what I was trying to say.
But
even in that case, it's still more than the box score because Jason's still the guy initiating the offense.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree. It's criminal that like Tatum didn't touch the ball like 2 minutes or less. But my point is like the logic behind like, and I'm just assuming this is probably like from the sidelines where it's just like, okay, JV, go get you a bucket or do whatever. Like he's shown like in the fourth quarter in the postseason, he is that guy. I'm not trying to say like, oh, Tatum not touching the ball is fine, but I can see like if I'm Ime, I'm not rationalizing this, but I'm saying like a possible train of thought could have been like Tatum's not in a rhythm. Jaylen Brown's been playing well for the majority of the game so far. Even though he's struggling in the fourth, I know what he can do in the fourth. That's just my line of thought.
We understand.
The thing with the Celtics is it's been a 1A 1B thing. Yes. Up until the last 2 years, Jayson has taken a step, but the difference is the offense often still operates as the 1A 1B.
It's the my turn, your turn.
Yeah. And at the end of the game, if Jaylen is having the better game, I can understand you give him 2-3 possessions, go work. But after that third possession and the offense isn't doing anything at all, because we're talking about from the 4-minute mark where Jayson Tatum was not touching the ball. And if he was passing out of it because he would dribble to the paint, pass out the ball.
It looked crazy.
But the game log doesn't show who's taking the shots though.
It does.
It doesn't show that Jaylen Brown is taking the shots because he's the one initiating the offense. If he's initiating the offense, making the passes to other people who are ending up throwing up into the shot clock shots. Like, does the game log show when the shots are taken?
Yeah. And it shows the misses and the makes. He took 4 shots, Jayson Tatum, in the fourth quarter. He made the first one at 11 minutes, and he missed all 3 until like 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Was the last time he took a shot, yes.
Right.
That was the last time.
That's what we're talking about.
3 minutes and 50 seconds was the last time he took a shot.
Yeah, Marcus Smart took a fadeaway 3. Jaylen Brown got the rebound and then gave it back to Marcus Smart.
So what does that say?
Exactly.
We saw that he dribbled back.
So y'all are agreeing with us.
I was always agreeing with you.
Oh,
that was Brandon's whole point.
Beginning.
That was Brandon's whole
Get the
point.
ball
That's why I'm
out of
saying you start a player.
Honestly, just put in Al Horford hand or something.
Hey, he more reliable.
Honestly, I mean,
run them plays.
This whole series, though, Tatum has not been shooting the ball well, so it just comes down.
But it doesn't come down to just shooting.
I'm not talking about what just happened lately, like 2 minutes left. I'm just saying, like, moving forward, like, Tatum is not showing the. And obviously, he's averaging 30, like, coming off a loss, so it's like, we'll see what he does next game.
I understand that, but even in
like
game 3.
decides if the Celtics win or not, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but even
he goes as far as
he's the X factor.
Yeah,
he goes as far as
but even in game 3 down the stretch, it wasn't just Tatum scoring; it was some facilitator for other people to get shots. So that's the only reason why I'm like, it's not just scoring with Jayson. Mm-hmm. So like, as Brandon said, you gotta live and die with your best player.
I'll say this: if the others are playing the way they have this series, yes, the Celtics win based on how Jayson Tatum plays.
Mm-hmm.
But
Derek White had 20?
The others have been playing well. The others have played well. Even
it was nasty threes.
Who? Derek White.
Derek White hit a few threes though.
Terrible split.
He was 3 for 5 on threes and 4 for 12 shooting all around.
Also,
you need Derek White. It's their third best player.
He changed the tone.
Derek White is not their third best player.
We're also talking about like
in games we lose. Go ahead.
Derek White.
I was gonna say like we also like we're talking about like the last 2 minutes, but I think also another thing to consider is like this is their first year in the finals. Like even for me, I'd be forgetting that.
Right.
No,
I understand that, but
But they've been in deep playoff.
Thank you, Jalen.
LeBron was on the Cavs.
But it's
LeBron been in LA for like 4 years.
Finals though, it's a little different.
But they've been battle tested for the most part. I understand what you're saying,
well, my point,
especially with this playoff run. This playoff run definitely should have prepared them.
Yeah, but go ahead.
It was not battle tested. This playoff run. It was not.
Game 7, Miami.
Get out of here.
Miami, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee was no Tyler Hero.
It's looking a little.
Giannis was no Chris Middleton. I don't even know y'all playing the first round.
Kevin Durant.
It's looking a little Mickey Mouse. It's looking a little.
Go ahead, Nate.
I was gonna say.
Wait. This is not a crazy playoff run.
Kevin Durant and Nick Claxton.
Two game sevens and then
This is a Mickey
sweeping
Mouse
KD in the first
Kyrie
round.
don't.
Bro, come on.
We swept
You know they
KD
gonna
in the
take
first
the
round
Middleton
and
and-
won 2 game
Nah,
sevens.
Drew Holiday was taking 30 shots a game.
That's not our fault.
That's not on us.
That's the defense.
That's on your coach.
I understand y'all made the finals, but you're not gonna act like you got some type of have some gauntlet or something to get to.
No,
We had to go into
we
Milwaukee in Game 6.
We had to go hit some more.
We played
That's
teams with
real,
finals
though.
experience.
Tatum was on that. No, come on. Y'all.
Tatum had to
Yeah,
drop
Chris
46
Middleton,
for us to
I
just get a
agree,
Game
but
7.
the Bucks
You're
are
talking
so
like
bad.
Milwaukee. Like,
It took Jayson Tatum
Like
dropping
it's the Staples
46
Center.
and Grant Williams having the best game of his life to get to Miami, bro.
man, they talking like Milwaukee. Like
What do
it's.
you mean? I thought
Were they not
They
the
had to
defending
walk into
champions?
Milwaukee like
Hey
it
man,
was-
y'all need to talk crazy about Miami,
the
not
defending
Milwaukee.
champions.
Was
The second best player on that team.
But look, Game 7 was in
Milwaukee Bucks
Boston.
That man wasn't there. What are you
Game
talking
6
about?
is when we walked in.
That's
Milwaukee.
but that's what I was
But
saying.
Game
We had
7
to go
is
into
Miami
Milwaukee
is
down
because
2-2.
y'all know Miami fans don't be showing up. But
No, but go ahead, Dave. Go back. to
Milwaukee fans at least show up to the games.
Nah, y'all sick.
I was just gonna say I think that our battle tested like the previous years, and like this is a culmination of like for Tatum and Brown and Smart and the rest of that core that's been there for a while, but that I don't find it that crazy. Like a young, obviously they should not. You don't make any mistakes against the Warriors because you saw what happened. But
Right.
we're looking at the last 2 minutes, but I think like obviously yeah. Tatum is criminal. Tatum to get the ball. The shot selection was like very questionable. But they're not even in that situation if they just don't take care of the ball. And like you mentioned with the 15 turnovers and whatnot, but
And they've been doing that all playoffs.
yeah,
So
exactly. I think that's all it really is. Like even with Tatum like struggling back, we saw it in game 1. He still had 13 assists. Like he's still capable of having those flashes, even if he's having like bad shooting night, which he's had more often than not. It's just cut down the mistakes and damn turnovers. They would have won this game, honestly.
See, I would
turnovers and score better.
I would agree with the idea.
That's every team.
I would agree with the idea
Come on,
of
man.
the finals, them being young in the finals, but I don't think we're surprised by any of the mistakes they're making.
And even
Because Jason Tatum being inconsistent is literally something we mentioned before.
Horford has played-
But I'm saying the turnover thing has been the whole playoffs, so we're not surprised.
Horford done played the most
Since
games
at
ever
least
without
Miami.
making it to the finals in the playoffs.
He battle tested. Right?
So he got a lot of experience.
I'm saying like
Who won the team?
When he was on the Hawks and they got smacked by Bron and them.
Derek White.
Best
Hey,
record.
but
Derek White.
Didn't he? He
No.
wasn't.
He
wasn't
didn't. He
in
wasn't
the-
on those finals.
Hey,
teams.
Derek White,
No, he
you
wasn't
played
in the finals, but he
before
was
this
like.
year?
He was drafted in 2017.
not serious.
They made the
But
plays.
Kawhi was
My fault, yeah.
as soon as Kawhi left,
Yeah.
Spurs got unserious.
First round clip.
Wait, so was he in the
Spurs.
playoffs when they were up 2-0 on the Warriors?
I don't think
know.
so.
Was he playing? I don't know.
He was-
If he was there,
he
was
was
he
there.
playing? Who knows?
If he was there, are you counting that?
I don't know, man.
He was there, yeah. He was there when Kawhi got hurt against the
Yeah.
Warriors. I
Oh.
know that. But
Was he playing though?
You just said maybe
Or was he
I'm
just-
pretty sure he played.
Winner.
Yeah, he's probably
Celtics
looking
got
at
a
him.
win
He was
this
the 28th
series.
overall
I don't
pick.
think-
I'm pretty sure he might have some PT.
No, he probably got some burn. I just can't remember. But I imagine like it was probably like the Spurs system. That's why he's ready for this moment. But
Yeah.
I mean, I want to bounce with y'all.
I mean, that's not crazy though. We literally have 2 people from the Popovich tree coaching right now.
You don't believe in the Popovich?
All right.
Popovich,
The Spurs
So it's a good
system got
podcast.
Derek White ready for the moment when Derek White was shooting 12% from 3.
Nasty.
It's a good podcast. I think we accomplished a lot today.
Overrated.
It's
But
getting
it's getting there.
them tired takes, man. It's the tired takes. It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Now, I want to write back to the turnovers. I mentioned this in our last episode.
Yeah.
That has not come out yet.
That
Soon
will
come.
come out soon,
Why would
right?
y'all say that?
Well, I was gonna say
It
that.
is. Just wait on it.
By the
So,
time you see it, it'll be out.
I'm about to say by the time you see
By the
this,
time
it's
you see
gonna be
it,
out.
yeah.
maybe
Well,
possible.
Nah, if y'all release episode 2 before
He
1.
dropped
Exactly.
it.
Why would we drop episode?
That's good. That's good marketing. Now I'm playing. So, so now going back.
Oh, but wait. Episode 1 coming right after this.
Just wait on it.
On our next episode, you'll see our previous episode.
They ain't been done before.
It's never been done
It never
before.
been done before.
The algorithm be like, why episode
fuck?
2
How
on
they do that
YouTube
shit?
before episode 1?
They did the game 4 review before the game 1
Before
review.
game 1 preview.
But nah, like I said, that's a big thing I mentioned. Not as an X factor, but something I look towards as like my prediction for the finals. That the team that gets the most turnovers each game will lose, and that it followed the same trend the past 3 games. I checked before we started that this game the turnover differential between the Warriors and the Celtics was about 1. Hold on, let me finish. Hold on, let me end out, right? So the Warriors had more turnovers, but they still won, right?
Yeah.
I think that just proves to the point how the collapse of the Celtics in the last 4 or 5 minutes when he told the story of the game because it was pretty much neck and neck. But
They was out rebounded by 20, I think.
That's what's nasty.
That's the other problem.
An offensive rebound can be seen as like a turnover as well in terms of actual possession.
It's possessions then.
Yeah.
And then also it's like, if we say, oh, well, the teams won when they had more turnovers, it's like a team played worse, so they lost. It's really like...
Yeah, I think rebounding.
Because there are lots of teams that still turn over the ball a lot and still win.
Like the
Warriors.
Warriors.
Yeah,
The Warriors ain't
what
not
done this.
teams that turn the ball. Except the difference is the Warriors win while turning the ball.
Yeah.
But it's also,
We lose.
were the points in the paint like in this game?
It wasn't much. I think it was only from Wiggins.
No, I'm asking.
The Warriors had 38 points in the paint, and the Celtics had 32.
I was also going to
And
say
that's a
real
big
quick,
difference there too because
6 points. That's 3 buckets.
but let me explain. In Game 3, the Celtics doubled up the Warriors in points in the paint, and they dominated in the rebound.
We had way more rebounds.
They did not do that against the points in the paint.
You had Walker and Walt Williams in the front.
Real quick, let's see. He said the Warriors can get away with that because of style of play. Like they're moving the ball a lot more quicker than like on average than the other team, and they get a lot more possessions per game. So I think at this time, to your point, like it's going to probably come down to like who has more possessions and also like who scores on more possessions.
They get away with it because they got Steph Curry.
Nah, but
That's
that's
what
not. They get more possessions.
Low key.
Game, like
It's because Steph Curry.
probably.
You can't say Clay.
He
You
is.
can't say.
He's
I'm
top
talking
8,
about
man.
the system.
He's top 8.
Yeah, the Steph Curry system.
I mean, Steph Curry maximized possessions
It's
probably
the
better than
gravity.
anyone else.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's
He
Steph
come down the
LeBron.
court and they gravitate towards him. It's
It's like
That gravity heavy.
The Curry Poole system.
There we go.
Because Poole plays the Curry role and Poole comes to the game.
so.
He
Do y'all
played a
still have
really
the
good
same
game, too.
predictions for the rest of the series?
Yeah, I'm
In
sticking with
terms
Warriors.
I don't-
What's up with Nate?
I said Warriors 7. I'm sticking with it. Finals MVP Steph Curry. He's on the way.
I said Warriors in 6, and I did say if the series goes 7, I got Celtics.
Jalen.
I think I said Warriors in 5-4. I gotta say Warriors in 6 now. I gotta change my pick to Curry.
Damn.
Oh, wait, who was your finals MVP?
Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson.
Wait. Who was your finals MVP?
It was, well, here's the thing. I wouldn't let me say Andrew Wiggins because it's looking real close.
Still looking slow for him, buddy.
I don't
You
know,
also did Jordan Poole
17
drop
and 16.
47.
When the last time that's been done in the finals? Timothy Moss golf?
Last year, probably.
Yeah, Trey Giannis.
I would have thought he said Tristan Thompson. I felt like Tristan
Nah,
Thompson
Giannis
actually did that.
didn't Giannis do that?
Giannis probably did
Like,
that.
game, what was
Well,
it?
50
That's so crazy. Do not say that.
50, 18, and 5 not really the same because, like, he did all the scoring.
Nah, he put Stephen A. He dropped 50 in the finals. So? So?
After talking about Devin Booker dropping 40 in the previous episode.
He had 17 free throws. I mean, you give Wiggins 17 free throws, he knocking down 16.
I was saying again 17.
Come on.
That's a
man.
great question.
And is he making them?
Yes.
Wiggins and Giannis were shooting really similar.
Wiggins might be
percentages
close to
second
what?
half free
50,
throw.
40, 90 if we look at the numbers.
Oh,
He's lying now.
He don't shoot free throws.
Alright, I had Warriors in 6. I had Jordan Poole as the MVP, but
Also had him dropping 47 in the game.
Yeah, that was crazy.
there's still
No, that's valid.
There's still
I'm
games
with you on
left.
that. It's possible.
he can do it next game and shut the door on y'all. So.
He had his best game.
Only I wipe him in the front row.
He's not doing that. What was
I
it,
don't know,
game
man.
2
Yeah,
performance
game two.
again?
So keep going back to where the women at, for real.
There you
Cause,
go. It ain't
hey,
Boston.
it ain't much in Boston.
It's his type of work in Boston.
I don't know if this is the women in Boston.
Alright, so
But I think
Is your type of
I would
woman
my
Boston?
go ahead.
He's sick.
Universities.
I like
You
the
said
San Francisco
your
women.
you restate your position.
Yeah.
My turn. I forgot what I had, but I'm gonna still say Warriors in 6. I might have said it the first time. I still feel that way.
So I know I said Warriors in 6.
Oh my god. Sorry, go ahead.
So I said
Are you okay?
So I said Warriors in 6. I also said that the first 4 games will alternate.
He did say that.
So
Not the right way though.
yeah, not the right way. Yeah, because I had to go in the other way. So I had Golden State winning 1. I had Golden State winning 1 and 3, but I did have them alternating with the first 4.
So if that continues, then Celtics win.
but
His theory of alternating.
He's the alternate.
that is true. But I said they were alternating the first 4, and then Golden State was going to win the last 2 with Steph closing it out of game 6.
So that's what you think about.
That's a
So
good parlay right there.
So I'm gonna keep my prediction for now.
It's not a good parlay because he would have missed every one.
Right.
That's why the math didn't math because you said they was gonna alternate and then Celtics was gonna win and then Curry's gonna close out game 6. But I'm like, that's 3-3.
No, I said they're gonna alternate the first 4. They would win the last 2, and Curry would close out in game 6.
Huh?
Look, they were alternating. It's getting embarrassing. alternate 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
And then the Warriors win the last two. Is what he's saying.
And in
With
game
the last
6,
game
the
being
one
in
that they're
game
closing
6.
out,
He's
Steph
saying
Curry
the
closed
Warriors
out.
would have won 1 and 3
won
though,
at 6.
instead of 2 and 4.
But you no.
So now
You
in reality, the
you
Warriors
said
won
the
the
Celtics
last
was
three.
winning Game 5.
No, I didn't.
But they would have to win a game, bro.
No, I
But
didn't.
the way he worded
I
it
said,
might make you
no.
think that
I
he
said
didn't say that.
again. I said Warriors in 6,
Mm-hmm.
and I said they're going to alternate the first 4 games.
So-
Then I said Golden State was going to win the last 2.
Yeah,
That's what I
that's
said.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Okay.
I never said the Celtics were going to win Game
But now
5.
they're gonna
in
win.
prediction.
You on track right now?
I'm
for real.
confused
You just had the
because-
order mess.
Yeah, I just had the order mess.
The reason I'm confused is because for them to win the last 2, it would have to be in 7 games. Because if they won the last 2 now,
If we
it would
win
be the
in
last
6,
3.
He's not
what are
saying-
what are the
he's
last
not
2
saying
games
that
if you
now.
win? If you win in 6, what are the last 2 games?
Oh,
if you win
you
in
taking
6?
up the last 2 games of
No,
the
he's
series,
saying
bro.
in his
Yeah,
prediction.
he must be
not
thinking in the
right
series.
now. He's
Yeah,
talking about.
I was
his
thinking
prediction.
of today.
No, I'm saying. So
Basically,
if you win
what
in
he's
6,
saying,
if you
now
win in
the Warriors
6, your
are
last
gonna
2
win in
games
3.
are Game 5 and Game 6. Correct.
Yes, I'm saying that the Warriors can't win 2 games in a row and close out in 6. It would be
Yes, they
winning.
can.
It would be winning 3.
No, it's
He's not
It would
saying
be
that's
winning
what he
3.
thinks is going to happen.
What
Still.
you mean?
I'm so confused right now.
It's 2-2 right now.
Yeah, you need 2 more wins to.
They win 2.
They win the
close
last
out
2
6.
games.
They
Game
win
5
the-
and Game 6.
Then they've won the last 3 games.
That's what he's
I
saying.
see
That his
what
initial prediction.
But my
wasn't
initial
right.
prediction was off.
That's what he said.
Oh,
He
because
changed
you
it.
switched because they were
Yeah,
switched.
so that Golden State win a Game 3.
Okay, then that makes sense. Okay.
Man, oh man.
The Celtics gonna win this series. I don't think they come back.
Oh no, it's tanking. It's
I don't
tanking.
think they come back to the finals.
We definitely tanking.
Who are they losing to in the East though?
What?
The East
Ourselves.
look pretty
It would have to
crazy.
be.
What?
It had to be
Bucks.
maybe Milwaukee.
I don't know
Celtics and
about
Bucks
the
might
Bucks,
be
man.
going
I
back
can
and
see-
forth for the next few
See,
years.
if Milwaukee,
honestly.
I know this is not going to happen,
Milwaukee
but
bench
if
looks so
Milwaukee
wild.
could make it, if Milwaukee could make a move like Drew and Chris Middleton,
Well, Milwaukee
for
got
Damian
enough to
Lillard,
Why?
Wait.
Why would Milwaukee make?
All right, that was a great podcast.
because
Milwaukee
No.
already has the team.
Look at
They
if you
just
look at
didn't
this,
have
if you
Chris
look at this from
Middleton.
Milwaukee's perspective, especially when they lost.
spot.
It's like we had Chris Middleton. We could have, and we took them to 7.
They have a championship team already.
This
They
one,
need to
yeah,
add
I think
Damian Lillard to the.
I think
Damian
they need to
Lillard
make
doesn't play
moves like
defense.
both
They're going
sides,
to trade
like
2
their
defenders
bench.
for a
Who are they
non-defender.
trading for Damian Lillard?
He
I
just
just
said
said-
Drew Holiday and Chris
Nah.
Middleton.
Why would the Blazers accept that?
Why would the Bucks accept
They gotta
that?
take a picture of that.
I'm
right?
saying
There's
like,
no way the Bucks accept
those
that.
picks
Why
are
would-
not gonna be
why would the
valuable
Bucks
though.
do that?
Now Grayson Allen is playing 40 minutes in the finals.
Yeah.
Hey man,
No,
That's
honestly,
fine.
them 8 points be moving people sometimes.
Ooh-wee.
I'll say
Or is it the way?
121 right now in the morning. We're gonna wrap it up because the takes are slowly getting more and more delusional. We all tired. It's been a long day, but thank you for tuning into What's Play Podcast episode 2. We'll see y'all next time.
make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe.